Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Ray, and I'm CEO of Notary2Pro. Thank you so much for joining us for our fourth or fifth, what is it, sixth maybe, roundtable in our series. Our goal here is to present 30 minutes of just highly impactful information focused on growing your business, expanding your skills, or just making your life and work better. So today we are focusing on a very important topic for Notary2Pro graduates and the community, and that's navigating and managing your business in a down market. And we conducted a survey that I think everybody will be very interested in terms of what's going on in the marketplace. We look forward to sharing that information and discussing it with you. And please do make note of any questions or follow-ups or comments that you'd like to make on the Q&A, and we'll make sure we're addressing those as we go along. So Sabrina, can we get the next slide here? As noted, I'm Michael Ray, Notary2Pro CEO. I am Carol Ray, the founder of Notary2Pro Son. And we have with us today Andrea Dooling, who is our expert faculty member and founder of the YouTube channel Not Me Notary, and also a very experienced notary and graduate of Notary2Pro. We don't have Stephanie today. Stephanie is out for personal reasons, so it's just the two of us, or three of us rather, with Sabrina here today. So Sabrina, you did a great survey. You want to take us through some of the results?
Yes. So we sent out a survey to graduates and all Notary2Pro followers, just seeking kind of what they're dealing with right now in this down market. So we asked our participants, have they been seeing a change in their business as interest rates have risen? And as you can see, 90% of our respondents said yes, that they have. And so we went on to see, okay, well, how much of a change in your business have you seen? And the same thing, 90% of people reported that their business is down. So as you can see, this is a really important topic. People are really interested and need some help in this area. And so then we went on to ask, okay, well, what actions are you people taking to keep your business up? And it was pretty even responses, but we found that close to 50% are learning new skills, we're taking new courses, marketing their business, and networking. We also asked others to reach out and tell us, in other perspectives. So they also said that they're looking at other streams of income. They're also incorporating general notary work, being less picky about the jobs that they're taking. And some are even considering retirement at a very low percentage. So those are just some of the survey results that we saw. And yeah. Okay, great.
Andrea, as we were getting warmed up here before the roundtable started, I asked you if you were seeing a down market, and your answer was
absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. Right. So I think it's not a surprise, is it?
No.
Is it a surprise? Have you been through this before?
I have not. When I got into the business a few years ago, it was but then COVID hit and then it skyrocketed up. So I haven't seen that roller coaster go downhill yet, but now I'm experiencing it, and it's hard. But like the people said in the survey, sometimes you got to go out and do different things, and just open your horizons up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And it sounds like our community is doing a bunch of things to address this, right? We've got people taking new courses, learning new skills. And then I think that the renewed focus on developing new sales channels, right? Through marketing, through networking. Can you talk us through some of the things that you're doing personally? To expand your business during this time?
So there's additional marketing that I've been doing. For example, going to various events and passing out my information. So like I've said on my channel before, like There's a development being built right in my backyard. That
Okay.
is a perfect opportunity for me to go to open houses and give out my cards, my business cards, and any other information, flyers or whatever, to show that I exist. I
Mhm.
say all the time, if you don't let anyone know you exist, then you're not going to get any business. So making myself more known and attending more events. There's Chamber of Commerce events that some of them are free. We can attend those events, but then like someone else suggested, not being quite as picky, because I know that there were many times where I was
Yeah.
very picky about where I was going, what kind of clothing I was taking, stuff like that. So yeah, I've seen a downward, but it's okay. It's the roller coaster ride that we're on.
So a little more flexibility in terms of the assignments. And how about fees? Are you seeing fees adjust?
So yes, as I know that there are more notaries in my area now. So because there are more, I don't know what their fees are, but perhaps a new company may not want to hire me because of my fee. And that's perfectly fine. But once I prove my worth, then the fee comes along with it too.
Yeah.
If I
Right.
can say that much.
Right. And I mean, I think there is some market adjustment on fees, but for the most part, we're seeing the fees not really being affected, right? In terms of your regular work, right?
So I've seen I've taken less signings this month than I probably ever have. The fees that I've seen come across, for example, is definitely less refinances.
Okay.
And the few that I have seen, the fee that they have suggested has been less. But that goes along with the interest rate as well. I did close it the other day and the interest rate was 7.1. And I was looking like, oh my goodness.
7.1.
7.1.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in my head, I'm thinking about during COVID, and I think the lowest I saw was like a 1.2. So.
Yeah. I missed the boat. I was going to refi, and just a few months ago it was like 2.9, and now they want and of course, if you fill out the online mortgage application, you get sales calls from 1,000 people a day, and but now they're offering 5.5, something like that, 5.1. It just depends on what you're going to do, but 7 is pretty high.
Exactly.
Yeah. So not everybody's refining. This may continue for a while. Certainly the forecasts are that interest rates are not coming down anytime soon. We're also seeing a slowdown in new home sales and in home sales in general. Last month, was a 2-year high or a 3-year high in terms of sales cancellations, which is one of the metrics that is sort of concerning, right? So we are dealing with a down market, but we don't need to be all down about our down market, right? There's still work and activity that's out there. And Sabrina, you saw some really interesting stuff from the survey that we did, right? And you mentioned that other category and some of the comments. Can you pull out some of those that you want to highlight?
Yeah. So really interesting enough, of the 28% of people who reported doing something different, the largest majority of people said that they actually were looking for another stream of income. 20% reported that they're just looking for more general notary work. So whatever's kind of available, that's what they're taking. And another category was just being less picky about their jobs. So close to 10% are like, I'm taking jobs I normally wouldn't take. Even in the chat, I saw here, people are taking jobs for $40 for 1 hour each way drive, which seems crazy, but sometimes, taking what you can get is what you can get. And then 5% of people actually were just reporting retirement, taking this as a time to just exit out or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that happened, I think, the last time we had a slowdown. There were a lot of people that just stepped aside, stepped out of the industry, went back to work. But you know, I was telling you both before our roundtable started, this ties very closely to a concept I think that we talk about a lot in business about resiliency and resilience. And resilience is an important business concept, but it's also an important personal concept, right? And being resilient people, and resilience is sort of a synonym for toughness, right? It's the ability to recover quickly from adverse circumstances or from difficulty, right? That's what resilience is about. And one of the things that maybe not everybody on the roundtable knows is that Notary2Pro was really built on the whole idea of resilience. My mom and dad had retired, and after a long time traveling around the country, a couple of years traveling around the country in their RV, they landed in Arizona and decided to go into the notary business. And then my mom recognized this was a wonderful career opportunity for people who had been forced into retirement early, because at the time that they founded this business, we were going through a tough time economically, and a lot of people were being forced out of corporate jobs that they'd had for many years. And so this was this whole company was built on the idea of resilience. And I think one of the things that made my mom resilient, if you guys don't mind me sharing, is she looked at every sort of change that happened as this wonderful opportunity for her to grow and do something different. There was never a circumstance where she looked at it and said, oh my gosh, this is horrible. The world is coming to an end. The sky is falling. Everything to her was, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful opportunity. I can now learn something new, do something new, change the world in a different way. And I think that's an important aspect for all of us maybe to focus on. If you guys don't mind, if our audience doesn't mind me being a little personal about this rather than business focused.
Not at all. We always want to hear about Carol.
Okay.
Yeah, the comments say she was such a positive mentor. Carol was always a wealth of information and helped many people stay positive.
And stay positive. And
Yeah.
I think that's really an important aspect of this economic situation. You are not helpless in this situation, right? We may not be in control of what's going on in the world today and economically. I don't know about you, Andrea, Sabrina. I don't have those levers of control, right? No. So what we have to recognize, we're not in control, but we're also not powerless. We can go out and do these kinds of proactive, positive things to respond to those kinds of commitments. And I think, Andrea, I listened to you talking about some of the things you're doing, right? And it really reflects that positivity, I think, that, hey, I'm going to go out, and I maybe didn't have time a couple months ago to visit those open houses, but now you do, right? And you know, and so your endurance is there, right? Your commitment to the industry is there.
Absolutely. And through Facebook and through different articles, I have read so many different people's views and different things that they're doing just to pick up additional monies where the closings are kind of on slow right now. So for example, there are a lot of people who are permit runners. So they're doing permits and they're running them back and forth to the courthouse and to the homes that are being built. Then I saw something, a good article that was talking about notary for a courthouse. And so they called it a testimony witness. So let's say a witness is supposed to go to court and they're unable to be there. A notary will go to that person's home and witness their testimony and ID the person. And I thought that was a really neat you're still a notary and you're still acting as a notary, but I thought that was a great supplement to doing signings. And I can't imagine all of the things that they learn as far as law is involved by sitting in these kind of testimonies. But of course, then there's general notary work that people have talked about. There's also wedding officiants and servers and field inspectors. And I'm definitely interested in hearing what Stephanie has to say about Ron when she returns.
Right.
But that's the great thing about this business, that this may not be the only thing you do. It may be a whole bunch of different things that you do. And in the end, you end up learning so much from all of it.
Yeah, great point. And Sabrina, I think you actually had a poll for us sort of related to this topic. Do we want to publish that?
Let's launch it right now.
Okay, great.
So our first question was just, where do you see your biggest payoff within your business right now? Options are network, training additional skills, and marketing yourself. And then if you have an other that you see it, just go ahead and type it to us if you don't see that in there. And then the second question is, have you or are you considering leaving the industry? So yes, you are considering leaving the industry if the right opportunity presented itself. No, never. And it kind of feels like it's your only choice. So I'll give you guys a few more seconds.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take your time.
Yeah.
So Andrea, I think most folks who are loan signing agents, right, who make either a good part of their income or all of their income from being a loan signing agent, sometimes look maybe a little down on general notary to work, right? Notary work. It's not as lucrative. At least you have to go to get a lot more work in order to generate the same sort of financial results. Do you do any general notary to work or notary work?
I do. I too am apprehensive about doing general notary work. And my rationale behind it probably doesn't make sense. But in my mind, when you're doing a loan closing, it's about 10 people at least that are all working on that loan closing. And so you feel like it's been checked. There's been background checks and so forth. General notary work is not quite like that. But I do general notary work. In Maryland, you can only do, I think it's like $4 per signature. And so you're not going to make a whole lot of money. So in my mind, that is me giving back to the community. It's not me making a boatload of money off of it.
Andrea, are you not allowed to charge travel fees for general notary work?
So the travel fee is $5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not much.
So it's very restrictive in Maryland then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we have other people in the chat reporting that they find that their general notary work is more lucrative than their loan signing for them. So yeah, I mean, I guess it just varies on what state you're in and what you can charge.
Yeah, my wife was a general notary for a long time and found it very lucrative. And by the way, TM from Peoria, I saw you log in. I'm your neighbor, apparently. I live here in Peoria, Arizona. But down in Sun City, for example, there's huge demand for general notary work. And retirement communities are very good areas for general notary work because of unfortunately things like wills and power of attorney and those kinds of things. Sabrina, it'd be really good to hear. I've seen a bunch of stuff flash on the screen about general notary work. Do you want to list some of those things that people are saying that they're really focused on, that they find lucrative? I know I even saw auto.
Yeah, I see automotive purchase signings. Yeah,
we should get some of these folks on a follow-up call and do a mini course maybe on how
because people want to make money right now. They're interested in it, and these people have the key apparently.
And you may not want to share with everybody the secret sauce of your general notary work, but
definitely.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I see apostilles.
Apostilles, which takes some training. We've considered offering that training at Notary2Pro, but it just hasn't been a focus for a while.
Apostate.
Mhm.
Apostate, what is it? Wills, trust, apostle. Yeah. A lot of people are saying, yeah, it's short and it's rewarding a lot of the times.
Right.
Yeah. HOA,
Yep.
POA, durable POA, wedding efficient. We've seen those.
Mhm.
Unacclaimed funds, wills, transfers. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd love to know if the audience would be interested in a follow-up where we just talk about general notary.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Because you've done the hard part, right? This audience has done the hard part. You're already a licensed notary and you already know how to do this. It's just learning the opportunities for general notary work and what's available out there and how to market it.
Mhm.
And my general notary work has been, though I may have been hesitant in the beginning, when I get there and I meet the people and like going to the hospital and seeing someone who is in, I don't know, pain, like hearing their story, it's always been situations that really stick out in my mind. Like I walk away feeling like I gained something emotionally by it.
I understand, because you're really helping someone at a time of great need.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Like the other day I went and had to notarize a few documents for a lady at the hospital. And one of those documents was a will. And so I'm asking her all these questions like, are you signing willingly, and just different things. And conversation is taking place, and knowing that she's 91, but she has so much spunk and so much life. But yet I know what the documents that I'm notarizing were for. It's just, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a powerful emotional experience, I think.
Absolutely.
Very much so. I have a funny story about this. This isn't my story, it's my wife's story, but she went to a signing in Sun City, and it was for a power of attorney. And the woman was in bed. She was, I think, 102 or 103 years old. She was surrounded by her elderly children and their families, and she was doing a power of attorney and a will, I think it was. And like a lot of people, my wife wears cheaters when she's doing some work, and she happened to have left her cheaters in the car, and she, was looking around for them, and the only person in the room who did not need the cheaters and therefore didn't have them was the person she was, she was representing for the signing. All of their children and grandchildren all offered the cheaters, so it can be very humorous as well in those situations, and kind of a joy-filled experience. So, Sabrina, I want to make sure we're capturing all of the great feedback, because I think we want to do a follow-up on some of the things that people have commented that they need further information on.
People are definitely interested in Ron, definitely interested in other forms of income. So I'll get these down. I also want to make sure we talk about the poll. So
yeah, please do, while we still have a couple minutes.
Yeah, so I shared it. I don't know if it pops up anywhere, but I'll talk about it too. So it says, where do you see your highest payoff? So 43% of people said marketing themselves. I think that's super true. If you have your own business, you need to put yourself out there. The second highest reported was training additional skills. And then the last was networking.
And networking, marketing, very similar, right? Very, very similar sort of concepts. I want to make sure that we're covering on some of the key ways that you should be marketing yourself, and making sure that you are listed in all of the important databases, right, Andrea? And which ones are you personally a fan of?
Oh, NNA, I'm there. Um, I'm anywhere I can possibly be. There's a whole bunch of them. There's
Okay.
Notary Rotary, 123 Notary, Notary Cafe, I think it is.
Mhm.
Like I'm on every single platform I can possibly be.
Okay. And nationwide signing agencies as well, right? You're connecting with them. And just real quick, because we're running out of time, but what I want to make sure when we contact a signing agency or a title company that you've done work with in the past, what do you suggest is a good approach to connect with them? Do you think that well, let me ask you a loaded question. I know what you're gonna how you'll respond to this one. If you call them and you say, hey, you got any work to give me? Is that going to be successful for you? What do you find your approach is?
It's best to let them know that you worked with them before.
Uh-huh.
Look at your track record. You've been stellar with them and you're hoping to gain additional business. If they have anything in your area, feel free to reach out. It's a good chance that they don't have anything, and that may be the reason why. So you don't want to just be like kind of rude, why aren't you giving me work? But
Right.
you want to kind of remind them, I'm here. I'm
Mhm.
here. I'm available. Give me a call.
Right. Great. I noticed one of the notes came up about a Google business page and a website. Good advice. Probably not the number one source of notary information or notary referrals, but a useful in this environment, useful to explore all of the avenues, right?
Absolutely.
So definitely. Sabrina, and what about the second part of our poll?
So thankfully, 66% of our respondents reported they will never leave the industry.
Okay.
The next reported 24% said they would if the right opportunity presented itself. 4% said that they are considering leaving, and then 7% said that it kind of feels like they don't have a choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, for that 7% of you who are thinking there's no choice, we'll follow up here to make sure that you have the information you need to make a positive, informed decision. There is work out there. General notary work has not slowed down. Some of the other types of work have certainly not slowed down. And we're going to work hard at Notary2Pro to make sure that we're presenting those opportunities to everybody. And I want to thank the whole audience for the great feedback. We've got a lot of follow-up from this. And Andrea, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. You're always so thoughtful and considered in what you have to say, and I always valuable for our audience. Appreciate it. And Sabrina, thanks for doing such a great job keeping us on track. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. And we'll look forward to next month. And also keep an eye on our website for some of the follow-ups I mentioned.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. Hello, I'm Michael Ray, CEO of Notary2Pro. Thanks for joining us for this webinar. Be sure to see our website, notary2pro.com, for more information and resources. Also, don't forget to sign up with us there for great additional updates, news, and tools. Notary2Pro is the most respected professional signing agent course in the United States. Founded by Carol Ray in 2009, Notary2Pro has trained more than 10,000 notaries to become professional signing agents. Our graduates are preferred by more signing agencies because only Notary2Pro enables notaries to practice error-free signings. Thanks again, and see you next time.